Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family members and subscribers, listeners and guests, commuters and carpoolers, we'd like to welcome you to episode number 8 of BlackMenCarpool. I'm riding today. My name is Mr. Wax, Black Wax, and I got my co-host who's driving today.
This is Zay. What up?
What up, Zay?
What up?
Hey, how was your weekend?
Man, it was pretty good. It was more eventful than my usual weekend. We went and seen the movie Avengers on Friday,
Right.
which was a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
The only part I'm kicking myself about is that I guess after the credits roll, they have a little snippet, still a snippet of the movie that goes on. And I did not see the, I was in the rush to beat the traffic,
Right.
and so I didn't see that end part once the credits rolled. So that movie was so good that I will go out and see it again. And I best believe if we do that opportunity comes about, I am certainly finna stay past the credits to go ahead and see exactly what happened. And so that was on Friday. Saturday, thank you, sir. Thanks to my buddy Dwayne here, we got to go see the FC Dallas beat the LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
And that was a great opportunity to spend some time with my family. So we did that. And then on Sunday, I was the chef in the house. So I cooked breakfast and dinner for my wife. And
Chef Zay?
yeah, that was me. I was out there slaving over the grill. And some humidity. I almost didn't get the food cooked because it was so humid outside, but we got through it. And yeah, what about you, man?
You know, I went down to University of Arkansas this weekend. Went to Fayetteville.
Okay.
I've never been to Fayetteville. I've been to Fort Smith. So Fayetteville is pretty cool, man. It's a nice little town. You know, it's very green. They got a nice little nightlife on Dixon Street.
All right.
They got a nice museum that I didn't get a chance to go check out. And you had the Clinton Museum. And so it was a nice little small community. No airports in sight. I had to drive 4.5 hours to get there. But it was cool, man. It was a nice campus. I took a picture of one of the of Nolan Richardson. He was a basketball coach in the early 90s. And so that was cool to get a little bit of memorabilia of Nolan Richardson. But Arkansas was cool, man. I enjoyed my little time I spent in Arkansas.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So definitely was happy to get back to my little family. And by the way, man, I saw the picture on Facebook. Y'all look very nice, man. Very nice picture.
Well, thank you.
It's like y'all all look alike already.
Well, I'll certainly pass on the message to my wife and my daughter, and I'm sure they'll beg to differ. But hey, let the outsiders tell it.
No doubt. So it was a great night of, actually a great weekend for the NBA. There's been a lot of talk about all the buzzer beaters that happened this weekend.
Yeah.
You had the Bulls and the Cavaliers played Friday night.
LeBron got him one.
Yeah, well, actually, D-Rose got him one first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he banked his shot, though. It was a bank shot, three-pointer. And I honestly thought we were going into overtime. So he was just, it was very, very impressive. Saturday you had Paul Pierce. He pulled one out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so one of the commentators said, "Hey, did you call D-Rose?" He said, "No, I called game."
That's
That was a great line.
Yeah.
I called
game. So he's in here to set the tone, baby.
Yeah, he set the tone. And then on last night, I was watching the Cavs and the Bulls again, and that whole last 2 seconds was all jacked up. I mean, LeBron went to the hole, he got fouled, refs didn't call it. The Cavs called a timeout, but the refs didn't see it because it would have been a technical. They were completely out of timeouts.
Ooh.
So they went to review a couple of things, put more time back on the scoreboard. The coach called a play, LeBron scratched it. Give me the ball. They got LeBron the ball. He shot a 3. Game time.
Man.
It was tied. Bam. Game time.
That's awesome. And again, I think LeBron is back in that situation with Kevin Love hurt. Basically the same situation he was there when he first started. He has to be that guy that takes the ball in control, because this is really his team. And so I think he matured out there in Miami, and so now he's becoming the leader that everyone's expecting him to be. You know, you really have to have that Kobe mentality, talking about mostly, I need the ball here at the end of the game.
Black Mamba.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go out there and dominate, and that's just that's great news that he's doing that, because again, in order for them to win the finals, everyone needs to step up their game, and especially him. So if the ball's in his hands, he better not pass it. He better drive to the lane, try to get fouled, go to the free throw line, do whatever you need to do to win that game.
In the words of his coach, he picked up the tab for the team.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he picked up the check.
Yeah.
So he's like, either I'm gonna win the game or we're gonna go into overtime.
Yeah.
So I love his tenacity.
Yeah.
You know, he's a beast out there, and so I'm definitely a LeBron fan. Now let's talk about some of our NBA predictions.
Okay.
We didn't even really talk about the Hawks and the Wizards last time we met up, but I mean, it's a fair game. Anybody can make it to the finals.
Yeah.
And we already kind of eliminated them before they even got a chance to advance.
That is true, and I think the Hawks are going to take that series. I just don't think the Wizards have the extra gas in the tank to really take it.
Okay.
To finish out those games, but I think Atlanta's going to win that series. However, I think the next series, whoever they play, will probably be outmatched.
Okay. So who do you think is gonna win out of? And I'm gonna go with the Wizards.
Okay.
Who do you think is gonna win out of the Grizzlies and Golden State?
Man, that's a great question. I think last week I spoke about how tough Golden State was, but now I'm checking the stats and it looks like Memphis is really trying to get some W's under their belt. So, I'm still sticking to my guns. I still have faith in Steph Curry. I think,
right.
If it's not this year, then hopefully next year. But I think it's his time to shine, and hopefully he doesn't let all the hype go to his head and he just stays concentrated and plays good basketball. So I'm still sticking with Golden State. And if Memphis ends up pulling it out, then hey, that's the whole reason why I'm not a sports analyst.
Okay, I'm gonna go with you on the Warriors.
But if I do win this, ESPN should probably be calling me, knocking down my door, give me some job offers. But
well,
I'm just saying.
I don't know about that one. The Clippers and the Rockets.
Man, I think Chris Paul and them, with Chris Paul back, he's just so dynamic, and he could change the pace of the game at any point in time. And I just don't see the Rockets getting past the Clippers. I think they're too tough, and I think they're going to be another top contender coming out of this pretty strong.
They got blown out last night. But like 30, almost. I think it's like 30 points. At least 30 points.
Yeah.
They got completely blown out.
Mm-hmm.
And that says a lot to be this deep in the playoffs, because they, a couple of games been close.
Mm-hmm.
This one they just got completely blown out of the water. And you got a lot of dogs on the Clippers teams. I mean, you got a lot of cats with some fight, with some heart.
Yeah.
I mean, Blake Griffin, he ain't no punk.
He ain't no punk.
DeAndre Jordan ain't no punk.
Nope.
Austin Rivers is stepping up to the plate.
Mm-hmm. He's being tough. I mean, Chris Paul again. Matt Barnes. He came up pretty tough. In a couple games. So I think they're at a point where they're just clicking now.
Right.
Especially after what they went through with the owner of the team.
Right.
I think that was last year, right? Okay, so last year. So I mean, it looks like you got some new management in there, and Doc Rivers. I mean, how great is it to be Doc Rivers right now? Not only is it every coach's dream to coach at the highest level,
right,
but it's every father's dream to coach his son at the highest level if that opportunity comes about. And he's just a very blessed and fortunate man to be able to, not only say that he played in the NBA, he's a head coach of a number of different teams, and he's also able to coach his own son at the highest level of basketball that you could possibly play. And so, win-lose, I think that Doc Rivers is coming out of this thing with a smile, because of the fact that when he hangs it all up, he can honestly say, hey, I coached my son, through the playoffs, and number of basketball games at the highest level, and no one can take that away from him. And so big ups to Doc River.
See, the thing that I like about basketball particularly is there's so many stories behind the story. There's so many, details that happen behind the scene.
Yeah.
That make it even that much more interesting. Because Doc Rivers and his son Austin, they've been through a lot in their life.
Yeah.
Their house got burned down, and they just kept moving forward.
Yeah.
They just kept building and moving forward with their lives, and here they are now with like no bitterness, just a real positive, strong attitude. No animosity. They just go out there and live their life and play the game, at the highest level and have the best attitude. And so I definitely, commend him for that. And I respect Doc Rivers so much. I liked him as a player, but as a coach, he's phenomenal.
He is phenomenal. He's a smart guy. He has his head on the right. He has his head on, straight. And he's a great leader for the team. Even when they were going through all the controversy with the owner and everything,
right,
he made sure that they kept their composure.
Right, exactly.
And that just speaks volumes. For him, not only as a coach but as a person. I mean, you said it. They've been through a lot. They've overcame a lot of adversity, and look where they are right now. That's the true definition of a leader.
No doubt. So if Doc Rivers ever writes a book on leadership, I'm definitely gonna read it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Indeed.
So let's talk about the last prediction. We got the Cavs and the Bulls.
Man, I'm going with LeBron on this, and it's not because they're outmatched. It's not because they're outmatched by any means. However, I think LeBron is really living up to the hype.
No doubt.
And he wants to show everyone that he really is one of the best that ever played the game. And not only is he going to win a championship with, not only has he won a number of championships with Miami, but I think he's looking to leave his footprint there in Cleveland. And how great would it be, such a love story. They hated him because they were so heartbroken that he left, and now they're celebrating him when he's here. And if he could ever pull a championship out of this team, I think it's just going to be a great story, great ending to such a controversial story because of him leaving and burning his shirts and everything else, cursing him. The mayor of the city talk about he ain't never finna do nothing, and all of a sudden they come back and they win a championship. So it's just like, everyone be quiet. The King James is here. Let's get it done.
And for the record, I'm going with the Clippers and the Cavs.
Okay.
For the finals.
Clippers and the Cavs, huh?
Right. And I echo everything that you just said. And I want to take a different spin on that.
All right.
I love LeBron as an athlete.
Yeah.
I like him off the court. Some of the moves that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really just disappointed in the Cleveland fans.
Yes.
And maybe you guys are listening, but you can't just hold on to somebody until you're own. You gotta let people live their life.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a woman. It's like you gotta let her go. If she don't want to be with you, let her go.
Yeah.
And if it's real love, she'll come right back.
I mean, slavery days are over. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, you guys don't own him.
No.
And so, I think he made some great moves. I think he has a great agent. I think he has some people that really are looking out for his better well-being.
Right.
And like I said, I think he has matured enough to this point to really take this team, to the next level. However, it's going to take everyone else to step up their game, including him, because again, you can't do it by yourself. This is a team sport.
Right.
And so, I hope they get up there, and hopefully you see him in the finals.
Yeah, I definitely like LeBron James' take charge attitude.
Yeah.
I think it's going to continue to pay off for him as they proceed, from game to game.
Sure.
And so I hope to see them in the finals. And I also want to mention, man, J.R. Smith is a dog. I mean, he's a beast. I mean, he got the killer instinct.
Yeah. You know, the thing about J.R. Smith, I know a little bit about J.R. because when he played in Denver, I used to watch him a lot.
Right.
And the thing with him is, when he's hot, holy smokes, watch out. But if he's cold, boy, I'm talking about he's cold as Eskimo draws. I mean, he is not hitting nothing. And it's, hopefully he could kind of block out all the off the court issues and really concentrate, because when he puts his mind to it, he really is a great player. However, so many things off the court has happened with him, and if he could just stay out the club, man, and just stay concentrated for the rest of the finals, I think he's gonna be a game changer for sure.
No doubt. So he definitely has a lot of heart. So it's going to be interesting. This whole NBA finals this year has just been so fascinating. I'm enjoying every bit of it.
Yeah.
No doubt. So another heartwarming story that I want to talk about. I've been watching this young cat, Jimmy Butler, for the Chicago Bulls. And the kid got game, right? He's 25 years old. He's originally from Tomball, which is right outside of Houston, and he just plays at a very high level. And his basketball IQ is high. He's a smart player. He has a lot of, heart, and I really enjoy watching him play. Although I want the Cavs to win, but I enjoy watching him play. Good basketball is good basketball. So this young man's been through a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's kind of like the theme of this podcast. But I want to read this little clip that I found from Wikipedia, and it is sourced. If you look at the bottom of the page on Wikipedia, it is sourced. So this has been documented information. So I'm going to read it. Before the 2011 draft, one NBA general manager said about Jimmy Butler, "His story is one of the most remarkable I've seen in all my years of basketball. There are so many times in his life where he was set up to fail. Every time he overcame just enormous odds. When you talk to him, he's hesitant to talk about his life. You just have this feeling that this kid has greatness in him. His father abandoned the family when he was an infant. By the time he was 13, he was living in Tomball, and his mother kicked him out of the house. I don't like the look of you. You got to go." That's what his mother told him. So he lived with various friends, staying for weeks at a time, and he eventually moved on to another house. He played basketball in the summer league before his senior year in Tomball High School, and his friend Jordan Leslie, who was a freshman at the time, challenged him to a three-point shooting contest. They became good friends immediately after that. He ended up staying at his friend Jordan Leslie's home. His friend had five other siblings, along with his mother and stepfather. And so they were a little reluctant, but ultimately his mother took took Jimmy in. And it wasn't because of basketball. That's what Jimmy said. He said she was just very loving. She did stuff like that. So his junior year, he averaged like 10 points a game. Senior year, he averaged 19.9, almost 20 points a game, 8.7 rebounds per game, and he was voted MVP. He was not heavily recruited outside of high school, so he went to a junior college, Tyler Junior College, which is about 2 hours east of Dallas, Texas, maybe 2.5 hours. So he eventually went to Marquette, and then he found himself in the NBA, and this year he's the league's most improved player.
That's awesome.
That's a remarkable story.
Yeah, I mean, that is a great story, and I think the theme of all these heartwarming stories, it just goes back to being driven and not having vision drift.
Right.
You know, when you're focused on something, it really, when you dial in, not much could stop you. Not much could stop you at all. And the fact that he overcomes so much adversity, you know, some people, they don't go through things like that. So it's easy to be like, okay, well, basketball's going good, but I want to do this or I want to do that.
Right.
When you dial in and you're focused, and when you're kicked out when you're 13, and the only way to make money is to go sling drugs or to gangbang or to go play basketball. It's pretty easy to make the decision, in my opinion, to go play basketball, but not too many people have that opportunity, and it's just great that he's taking advantage of the opportunity given at hand. And in addition to that, big shout out to the family that took him in.
No doubt.
Because he may not have had these opportunities if they didn't have somebody that has taken him in, and that
God bless them.
God bless them. That takes a lot to take in someone that's not your own, more or less not even family, into your household. And that's more income, going towards somebody that, you don't really know where they're gonna go. You're not too sure if what they're gonna do because they're still maturing. And when you're in high school, you got so many things going on. It's just really confusing. And so it was just great that he was given the opportunity and he realizes the opportunity at hand. And now look at him; he's the most improved NBA player. And so big shout out to him. Good job, man.
Job well done. So definitely shout out to his family. That was definitely a very loving, kind, generous, thoughtful, altruistic act, and I'm sure you're reaping the benefits for it now. Just seeing a young man who has the opportunity to provide for himself and to make a good life, and to bring so much joy for other people. Because right now, to be honest, he's bringing a lot of joy to my life right now, just watching him.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing. So, blessings to his family. All right. So, I had some other topics, but I don't really want to get into those right now because my heart is so warm with all these mushy NBA stories.
Yeah. Why mess it up with something bad?
No doubt. So, you got any shout outs?
Man, again, I just like to give a shout out to all the people carpooling. This is BlackMenCarpool. We're repping the benefits of saving $20 a week on gas.
At least.
And so if you have an opportunity to carpool, it's a win-win situation. You go ahead and cut back on the emission levels of the ozone layer,
no doubt,
as well as save a little bit of money. So link up with somebody and start your podcast.
No doubt. Shout out to Carpool Nation. I want to send a shout out to Ryan the banker. I went to the bank on Thursday. I had to make it to the car rental place and to the bank before 6 o'clock. And I didn't get to my car until 5:45. So I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because if I didn't get to the car rental place, I wasn't going to be able to leave that night until, Friday morning. And that was going to mess up my whole, schedule. And so I went to the car rental place first. I called the bank, let them know I'm on my way. I got there at 5:59. So it was 3 people there working at the bank. And they took another, however much time I needed, at least 10 minutes. And they just sat there and just real calm. And nobody seemed to be in a rush. And they just went above and beyond the call of duty. And I want to thank Ryan because he really gave me some good help. Awesome. And he was very friendly, very helpful, and he faxed some documents that were very important that I needed to send off, and so he was very, very helpful, and I want to shout him out and say a big thank you to Ryan the banker.
Awesome. Shout out to every customer service representative out there that gives their 100% each and every day to help customers out, because let me tell you, without you guys, it would be very stressful. There's a lot of terrible customer service representatives out there, so I want to give a shout out to everyone who's on the front lines of the customer service, and you speak to the customer and you do everything in your power to make that a happy customer and save the business another customer leaving. So yeah, big shout out to Ryan. Good job.
Good customer service goes a long way.
Long way.
Long way. So, you can drum up so much more business so easily.
So easy. And all you gotta do is be nice and be helpful.
That's it.
Go the extra mile. That's all.
Yep.
That's all it's about.
So you can find us on Facebook. Join our group. It's BlackMenCarpool, all one word. So you can join us there. We're also on Mixcloud. We're also on Pinterest. So we're gonna have more outlets coming soon. But we appreciate all the feedback Please like us, please share, please subscribe, and comment. We need more comments, and so we want to entertain any question or topics that you guys may have for us as we journey through these streets, these DFW streets, trying to make our commute a little bit more palatable. So we out. Peace.
Peace.